Hey everybody, and welcome to the other rig recording video thing for the rig pack that we just released on that you're actually you get 2 rigs that you can download if just $15. It's a good deal. You should do it. So this is the classic styled rig, and with this rig it's a lot more styled towards what you would see like in-game Minecraft. The model is very similar to the actual model of Minecraft, and rather than having more complex features, it sort of stays true to the style of the game.
Yep.
I'm
here too, by the way.
Well, technically,
I am spoken in.
Yes, Preston is here. Hello, Preston.
How you doing?
He made the other rig for the rig pack, and I've got a feeling it's gonna be more popular. But this one is unique and it's fun to animate, and I like it. So
It is very fun.
yes. So, I'm going to go over the main controllers here, starting from the bottom, going to the top, just like the last video. Alright, so at the bottom, you have 2 controllers, which are foot controllers. They work how you might expect. You just grab it, and you move it around, and yes, you grab it and move it around. That's a pretty good description.
What rotation?
Yeah, oh yeah. And if you want to rotate the legs, all you have to do is just rotate this. It's pretty simple. There's no point in pull vectors, especially because there's only one bone on the whole thing. Yes. Okay. Now this is the body controller, or sort of the waist. It only has one controller for the whole body. None of this actually bends. Like I said, it's a classic sort of vanilla styled rig, I guess you could call it. So you just rotate this around, and everything else moves with it. The arms stay behind the IK. If you don't want them to do that, I'll show you how to change that in a second. And if you move it down and then move the legs out, then do like this. And if you move this, then the legs and the arms stay in place for IK. Like you can use that for walk cycles for the legs, and then the arms, that would be if you wanted him to like grab onto something. That's where you would use this controller. Okay, moving on to the head. The head works pretty much how you'd expect it. You just rotate it, and then that's it. Okay, now to the more complex features. First, we're going to go over the limbs features. So this is basically a control panel. You can control your IK, FK, and basically, if you don't know what IK and FK is, IK stands for inverse kinematics, FK stands for forward kinematics. And basically what inverse kinematics is this: you can move it around, it retains its position when you move the rest of the body, unless the parent does something, obviously. And with this, you can just grab this and you can rotate it to move the arm. But let's say you don't want it to stay behind like that, you don't like controlling it like that. Well then, all you'd have to do is turn on FK for the arms by grabbing the switch and sliding it down. And then you get these controllers. So instead of moving these, which you should be able to do, actually, that's a mistake, whatever.
No, you can if you want his shoulders.
No, I guess his shoulders would be something subtle if you wanted them to like shrug and be like, oh, I don't know. And then you just rotate this, and then that's how the arm works. Just simple. And also when you move it with IK, it stays along with this.
So it's good for like walk cycles, I guess. So.
Yeah, it's good for walk cycles because the arm actually swings. I actually don't think it really matters with this rig particularly.
I don't think it does either.
But it's just easier, just so you don't have to keep constantly moving this. Like oh, I wanted to take a step forward. I'm gonna go like this. Take a step. Oh, those arms are back. Then I have to no. You can just do the FK, and it's much easier. All right, you can do the same thing for the legs, although it probably won't be as useful as the arms. You can just grab the legs, rotate them. This is useful, I guess, if he was like, I don't know, if he was like holding on to something up here, like holding on to something above his head, and then like he had this, and then he was swinging or something. He's like swings, and then the arms, like the legs, like basically. If you don't know like the uses for IK and FK, it's like more useful to use FK when it's not touching anything. But then if he is touching something, then you should use IK. Now, this last controller, this actually technically isn't IK, but what it does is it makes the head not rotate with the body. What that means is by default here, when you rotate the body, the head follows with it. But if you do this, the head doesn't follow with it, and it stays, and it has an independent rotation. And the use, what would be useful for that is if you're trying to do sort of a Minecraft-y styled animation, then all you'd have to do is like rotate this and move it back.
And the player's crouching.
And then it looks like the player is crouching in Minecraft. So that can be useful sometimes if you're doing this style of animation.
Woo!
Yes, so you can just move this back up, and the controls will disappear, so they're not all in your face.
Now onto the face.
Yes, the face controllers. it's really simple. It's just 3 sliders: right eye, left eye, mouth. And how it works is you grab it, and then after it moves a certain amount, it cycles to the next expression. And you can just sort of keyframe this slider at different expressions, and it will show. So this is the default, and you have sort of like an ooh, and the oh,
Or
and then this would be like a ah or This would be like a kind
E
of or an E. This would be like a bigger E or a bigger S, depending on like what you're using it for. This could be like a V too, and then this is like a O, and this is like a it's like a really big O. I don't know. It just depends on what you want to use it for.
like saying Larry.
Like Larry. Got to stop breaking people's necks, Larry. Larry.
Anyway, continuing.
Yes. Okay, so the right eye works in the same way. You can just cycle through different expressions and things like that. It's like nah, no. Yep. And so you can just use combinations of these different sliders. This one does the same. It's just in the opposite direction. You can use combinations of these different sliders to make different expressions and stuff by like doing something like this. And he's like, what? 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 Whoa, dude, that's so awesome! Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. And that's
And
how.
then,
Yeah.
should we now discuss the custom textures and how they work?
Yes, and so technically for both the rigs you need a custom texture, although one's a lot easier to do than the other one.
Let me quickly explain something that I didn't actually explain in my portion of the video. In the rig, different parts of the face they get the colors from the texture. So in the upper right corner of the actual texture, there's a palette that it gets its colors from. And
here, I can open up the other rig and show you what he's talking about. So in this rig, if you open up the actual image, this is the that the rig is using right here. It's these colors right here he's talking about.
Yeah, so the upper right is the inside of the mouth, and then below that is unused actually, but it was a lighter version of the mouth if that was ever needed. Below that there's the tongue and the gums, then to the left of that is the teeth, and then above that is the eye color, and then above that is the eye whites.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to do this with your own rig, or like with your own character, I guess, then all you have to do is go and then open up the pack where you got the rig, and then there should be a file right here called Textures and Templates. There are Textures and Texture Templates, and you can actually open up this template in something like Photoshop or GIMP, and then if you do, then all you really have to do actually here is, so let's zoom in. The way I've set this up is all you really have to do is just take this and delete this layer, and then just add in your own skin there instead with the face removed, and then these will already be there and all set up for you. So that's sort of a template, Photoshop template I've included with the rig download if you want to use that. So now we're going to go into the texture for this. That's not the right rig. The other rig, this one here.
The way this works.
Yeah, the way this works is a little different. So basically, it's the same deal. If you go in the classic rig folder, there's a folder called Texture and Texture Templates. So rig for this is a lot different. So I'm going to open it up. And my phone is going off again. Okay, so you get another skin template. So the texture here is a lot more complicated. Basically, how this works is it's taking the texture from each of the different expressions and like mapping that onto different objects for the face. And so what you need to do is you need to take your skin. It actually doesn't even matter if you remove the face in this. Well, actually, you should remove the face, and then you have your no face texture here, which is just your standard one. And then you just need to take the head and duplicate it into a bunch of things just like this. You need to make a 64 by 64 image, basically. And then put that right below the base skin. And then there's actually template mouth and eyes included on top of here. So what you can do is just delete the base skin, drag in your own, and duplicate the heads under here. And then this will all be set up. And if you want to change the color of the eyes or the eyebrows in this case, then all you have
You
to
can
do...
just color it yourself.
Yeah, you just select
Like-
these and then color them yourself.
There's not much that we can tell you how to use Photoshop. It's just a matter of it's kind of self-explanatory after
No,
we just
literally,
say
you
the
just take the
purpose.
pencil tool and you draw on it. That's how it works. Yeah, so you do need to create custom textures for both of these rigs, but one is more complicated than the other, but it's really not difficult to figure out. If you're having a tough time, the Photoshop template is included, so you can actually just go in and see how everything works. But, yep, both of these rigs are available for $15. The link will be in the description for details on how to buy them. And yeah, have fun animating with them. We'll be doing more tutorials for Blender on this channel in the future, and it will be awesome.
It
Yes.
shall. Have a good day.
Yes. Goodbye, people
Yay.
of the world.